says he thinks they've got a truck that's going to be a contender this afternoon.
Definitely won't count him out. And we see one of the crew members getting up onto one of the flatbeds. It looks like either the catch can man or the gas man trying to get up on that wall. Looks like he blew his knee out, Phil.
Yeah, he was just stepping up over the wall. Everything looked fine, and then he just didn't quite make it. And you could see him just fall over in agony. So hopefully he'll be okay. Maybe it's just a sprain, but.
And they're going to cart him to the infield care center, I'm sure, to take a closer look at what just took place. Now let's take a look at today's Just for Men hair color Live Forward moment. Dover International Speedway is our next race, May 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern on Speed. Chris Devoto will be back to take us through the setup.
Had 10 different winners in the 10 races at Dover, and Kyle Busch will be back. And you know that Kyle has won 3 of the last 5 races on concrete in the Camping World Truck Series.
Will Kevin Harvick make it back into Kevin Harvick's truck in Dover?
Elliott Sadler is scheduled to run a number of the races in that 2 trucks, so we don't know if it's going to be Kevin or maybe Elliott Sadler. And there's our lucky dog, Aaron's lucky dog, Tony Jackson Jr. Remember, Tony did a nice job and was leading the race. Actually, when he came to pit road to make his green flag pit stop, and we are hearing that Elliott Sadler will be, in fact, be in that 2 truck.
And I talked to Johnny Benson earlier today, and he said that he would be in the 15 truck at Dover as well. And he said after that, it looks like it might be a vacation for me because I don't know what I'm doing after that. He wants to race more, but
he doesn't want a vacation.
No,
he doesn't want one.
Let's take a closer look at our speed spotlight drivers.
I got led.
Yeah, right now still on the lead lap, running 14th. Jack Smith, who we're talking about, Jesse Smith, we saw him blow an engine on that restart in that 90 Child's Tire Great Clips Toyota. Rick Crawford unfortunately out with an incident coming off of turn number 4.
Yeah, our 4th caution was brought out when Rick Crawford got into the 56 of Taylor Mawson. They collected the 6 of Brian Rose, and that was back on lap 35. We're getting ready for the 102nd lap to be completed here from Kansas as the field comes into the tri-oval, still being led by Johnny Sauter and Brian Eichler. Green flag back in the air.
We're getting a report that the rain is very imminent right now, so I know the crew chiefs also know that, and they're telling their drivers, if we're going to get it, we're going to have to get it now. We still have 65 laps to go.
Oh, problems on the restart. The 5 of Skinner gets sideways and catches it.
Only a veteran can make that save, I promise you. Skinner was in a bind there in the middle of the field, pulled it off. The intensity is way up right now, guys. They see these rain clouds. We know how difficult these trucks are to drive on fresh tires, but they can't put anything on the ground. I mean, they got to put everything on the line right now. Battle for the lead off turn 4. Eichler past Sauter.
Eichler in front of the field as they go across the stripe. James Busher runs 2nd. 3 wide as they get ready to go into turn number 1.
Did I see a little smoke from Hornaday's truck? Maybe that left rear tire, is it still rubbing maybe a little bit?
Hornaday battling for the 2nd spot now with James Busher on the outside. You see Johnny Sauter falling back. Here comes Eric Almirola in the 51.
I tell you, business is picking up now. These crew chiefs know that that rain may be coming here. We're past halfway. This could be a complete race if the rain comes.
And you can see it. You can see a little puff of smoke when the 33 looks like he hits a bump. We've seen a little bit of smoke out of the back of that truck, but he's still holding on to his position, trying to keep that 2nd spot.
You can see Hornaday finally clears Busher. Now he's going to set his sights on Eichler.
Adam, what's going on with the 33 team?
It's the same issue they've had with that left rear throughout the day, and I think it's a chassis thing and the way they've got this truck set up, because there are no issues with the tires once they're taking them off. So the concern that we had been hearing throughout the early portion of this race about that left rear tire rubbing has gone away. They're aware it's happening, just not concerned about the result, and obviously like what they see on track because Hornaday's going after Eichler for the lead.
Guys, we're getting reports from the spotters on the roof that they're feeling some raindrops as Hornaday ducks to the inside.
Hornaday gets into the back of the 18. It looks like Brian Eichler hangs on to it. I'm not sure if there was contact or not, but Eichler was sideways with Hornaday right behind him.
Eichler knows that the rain's coming. He needs to hold off Hornaday. He's in a good spot, Phil, keeping Hornaday pinched to the bottom. Can he hold him off?
Hornaday going for the lead. Coming to the stripe. Hornaday's got the position. Brian Eichler back to 2nd.
See Brian Eichler pull over to side draft on Hornaday a little bit to stall his momentum, but Hornaday's going to get the lead.
Wow, what a power move by Ron Hornaday. He went to the bottom of the racetrack and made the move.
Down the backstretch they go. Hornaday trying to put some distance between himself and Brian Eichler. James Buescher running in the 3rd position. Eric Almirola, Johnny Sauter rounding out our top 5.
You know, this crew says they're not concerned about that tire smoke, but I am. That's quite a lot of tire smoke, and you know, that has to be a tire rubbing on metal somehow, somewhere.
Remember back to Atlanta, his boss was running behind him and said, don't worry about it, I think it's fine, and a couple laps later he's into the wall and he finished 34th in that race.
Guys, I've heard that right now the racetrack is under severe thunderstorm warning, so the bad weather is coming. Right now Ron Hornaday is going.
Hornaday trying to be out front if the rain, which is imminent, comes soon.
Ooh, Sauter got loose.
Has to hang on to it. James Buescher on his outside.
And look at what Eric Almirola said. He said, there's an opportunity. He's sideways. I'm going to go after him.
Eric Almirola on the apron of the racetrack through the trial, but they're still 3 wide as they go into turn number 1.
Nobody's going to give an inch.
What a battle for that spot.
Eric Almirola in front of the 31 now of James Buescher. The 13 of Johnny Sauter just in front of them. The Sauter is holding on to the 5th spot. 3rd spot, as you see 3rd, 4th, and 5th all in that group.
Sauter was 5th when he came across the line last time. He's going to go across to 3rd this time. So what a battle for that 3rd position. These guys aren't out of touch with our leaders. They can see them up there, but with them racing side by side, they gave up some ground. They line back up. Maybe they can chase them back down.
Hornaday now with almost a half a second between himself and Brian Eichler. Johnny Sauter runs 3rd. Almirola 4th. Buescher in 5th. Todd Bodine in the 6th spot.
Todd Bodine restarted this race in 12th, already up to 6th, making his move towards the top 5. You see Kenny Schrader and David Starr battling for the 7th spot. Kenny Schrader has it.
He's up to 6th, and he sees up ahead.
It's raining on the camera lens.
We see moisture on the camera on the top of the 81 of David Starr. Adam, are you feeling anything down there on pit road?
There have been a handful of drops, and Ron Hornaday has been reporting rain in 1 and 2. He told Doug George, his crew chief. Doug then relayed that information to the NASCAR official assigned to their pit area. But as of now, no caution. We continue green. Hornaday leading with 57 to go.
I'm sure Hornaday's saying there's a monsoon off turn 2. Throw the darn caution.
Number 1, if he was running 3rd, he wouldn't be talking about rain, and NASCAR would believe him if he was running 3rd. Ray.
Timothy Peters has his favorite truck this weekend, and he had a bad vibration, so he just called in and said, I need 4 tires. So he comes to pit road one more time under green, gets 4 tires on that Red Horse Toyota.
Yeah, and the 17 being scored 6 laps down. The caution flag now comes out. It is for rain. So in front of this field, it's Ron Hornaday, Brian Eichler running 2nd, Johnny Sauter's 3rd, Eric Almirola 4th, and James Buescher is 5th. And you've seen some of the pictures. Yes, that's behind the grandstands where we currently are. We're at the top of the press box, and you're seeing the rain coming down from these dark clouds.
Little rainstorm is Austin Dillon's friend. He's going to get Aaron's lucky dog and back on the lead lap. Austin's been very competitive all day long. Got a pit road speeding penalty. Found himself a lap down, and now under this caution, we'll get an Aaron's lucky dog and back on the lead lap. That rain, I mean, we're right on the edge of it.
Yeah.
It looked like we might skirt. It might skirt by us, catching some drops here and there, but certainly a chance we won't get totally wet right here.
A lot of the fans have gone under the grandstand for cover. We had a great crowd here on hand.
Yeah.
There you see Austin. Getting ready to get that
He's hiding behind Ricky Carmichael there.
The Aaron's lucky dog goes to the 3 of Austin Dillon. That will put 16 trucks on the lead lap. Mario Goslin will be scored in the 17th position. He's the first truck 1 lap down.
You can go to shopaarons.com and learn more about our lucky dogs. I wonder how many we've given out over the years.
Well, it's got hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Brett Butler's off the racetrack. Carl Long off the racetrack from incidents. Jennifer Jo Cobb also off. Jesse Smith, Chris Eggleston, Rick Crawford, Brian Rose. You know, on the restart, when we first went back to green flag racing, Mike Skinner was sideways going through 1 and 2. Let's look back and his handful that he was driving.
See him right there in the 5 truck on the inside of Ricky Carmichael. Ricky comes down there. Actually, Mike runs out of room. He makes some contact with Ricky Carmichael. As you mentioned, a big time sideways situation there, but a nice save. And look at all the momentum he loses. He's going to keep the 15 of Johnny Benson behind him too, because Johnny